Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we can see how to work with Microsoft Azure DevOps and how to build a sample code in Azure DevOps. So this topic belongs to the fifth unit for the subject DevOps. Myself, Hasina BV, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Now let us see how to build a sample code in Azure DevOps. For that, first of all, we have to create a new pipeline. So you might know in Azure DevOps, before doing the projects or running the codes, we have to create an organization. Inside the organization, we have to create the project. Then inside the project only, we can create new pipeline. The purpose of creating pipeline is to run our project. We can take our project from any resources. Navigate to your project in Azure DevOps. Select the pipelines from the left navigation menu. Choose new pipeline or create pipeline. Second step is select the source code location. Choose the location of your source code. For example, it might be in GitHub, Azure DevOps, Azure repositories or Bitbucket. You might need to sign in and grant Azure Pipelines access to your repository, since the specific repository you want to build. Then we have to configure our pipeline. Azure Pipelines will analyze your repository and recommend a template. You can choose a recommended template or select starter pipeline for a blank YAML file. If using a starter pipeline, a basic Azure pipelines.yml file will be generated. This file defines the steps of your build process. Now let us see how to define a build steps. The Azure pipelines.yml file uses YAML syntax to define your build process. Here is an example for a simple node.js application. So in YAML file, our code have several terms and steps, and we can define several tasks. So for example, initially we will give trigger. Trigger specifies when the pipeline should run. Example, on commits to the main branch. Whenever we perform commits to the main branch, our pipeline will run. So this is one example. So this will be mentioned in the trigger section. Then there will be the pool. In pool, we can define the agent where the build will run. Example, Ubuntu latest. Then in the steps, we can define the list of tasks we want to perform. For example, node tool at 0. This is a task to install a specific version of node.js script to execute a shell commands. Publish build artifact at 1. This is the task to publish as the build output as an artifact. Then for every task, we can define input, we can define the display name, etc. Then we have to save and run. Review the generated or modified Azure pipelines.yaml file, and we have to select save and run. You might be prompted to commit the Azure pipelines.yml file to your repository. Confirm the commit message, then select save and run again. Monitor the build. Azure pipeline will start a new run of your pipeline. You can monitor the progress of each step and view logs to troubleshoot any issues. Once the build is complete, you can access the published artifact. Now let us see how to build a Maven project inside our Azure DevOps. For that, we have to create a Maven project. The better recommended platform to develop a Maven project is Java Eclipse. So open Java Eclipse and give the option to create a simple Maven project, where there will be window will be opened, where we have to give the group ID and artifact ID, and we have to select the destination folder where we want to save our project. This will be the window will be opened while we create a simple Maven project. Here we have to give the group ID, artifact ID. Then in the step 2 we have to create a class file. So in the step 1, once we created a simple Maven project, a project directory structure will be created. In step 2 we have to create a class file. For that we have to right click the main project directory and go to the option new, give class name. We have to select a class. Then a window will be opened where we have to give the class name. The window will appear like this. We have to create the class name. We have to select the necessary modifiers, and the first in the first class we have to develop the class as the main class. So we have to check public static void main function. We need to have the public static void main function, so we have to check this particular function in our main class, and we have to give finish. So this is an example program, Java program. We can type, we can save the program under our main class. After completing our coding, first of all we have to run our class file. For that, from the directory structure left side, we have to right click our class name, class file name, go to the option run as. We have to select the Java application. So our Java file will be executed and we can see the output down. Then finally we have to build the project. So this is an example. I am telling how to develop a simple Maven project. Here we are keeping only one class name, only one class to keep a simple Java program. So after completing our developing our code, we have to build our entire project. For that, you have to go to our project directory. And in the step 4, we have to build our entire project. For that, we have to right click our main project directory, go to the option run as. We have to give the option Maven build, where one window will be opened like this. Here we have to give the goals, and there are many goals are there to build our project. In the final stage, we have to give the goal clean install. Then we can skip all other things. We can apply run. Build process will be completed and we can see several notifications, and finally build, we can get the status build success. Then we are having a tool, Git. Git is the software tool which is used to upload our project into GitHub repository, and with the help of several commands we can connect our local directory repository to the GitHub repository. The tool used to do this process is called as Git. So for that we have to install the particular Git software, and we have to open Git bash. The name of the software is actually Git bash, and first of all there is a command that is git init. This command will convert our folder into Git repository. Then there are several commands are there. We can list out all the files present in our folder, that is ls status. We can check the status of our Git repository, whether the files are committed or not, by applying the command status. Then to avoid one conflict, we can create a file, we can create a folder where we can collect all the unwanted files, so that we can prevent all the unwanted files from uploading to our GitHub repository. For that there is a command to create the file vi. Then we can add the necessary add the unwanted files to that particular file. Then very important command is, first of all we have to add our project into staging area. Before committing our project, we have to apply add command, that is git add dot. Dot means all the files present inside our Git repository will be coming to the staging area, then only we can apply the commit. So then we can apply the commit command. The format is git commit -m, we can give any message. So initially when we do it first time, it will be asking for the username and email ID. If we are using the git bash for the first time, we have to give our username and the Gmail ID. Then immediately the commit will be completed. Again we can check the status of our repository by applying the status command. Then we can see whether all the files have been committed or not. And the next step is we have to connect our local repository to the GitHub repository. For that, the very important command is git remote add origin, where next we have to give the link, website link of our GitHub repository .git. Then the next command is to push your local repository files into GitHub repository. For that, the command is git push -u origin master. Now immediately a window will be opened which will be asking for us to sign in into our GitHub account. We have to give the verification code and we have to give the GitHub credentials. Now the setup will be over. Immediately when we can open our GitHub repository, the corresponding repository. We can see our project folder might have been uploaded into our GitHub repository. Now we can access our project into Azure DevOps and we can run by creating the pipeline. For that, we have to open Azure DevOps. We have to sign into our Azure DevOps. For that, either we can use the Microsoft account or GitHub account. So if we are using it for the first time, we have to create a new organization under which we have to create a project. Under the project, we have to create a pipeline. Then we have to select the type of repository from which we are going to take our project. And here we have to select GitHub repository since we are going to get the project from the GitHub. Then we have to select the project type. If you want to take Maven project, we have to select Maven. Now select your GitHub repository. Now your project YAML file will be opened. Now we have to click the run option. So this is the appearance of Microsoft Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, where one of the option is DevOps. This is actually the Azure DevOps. Inside that there will be the organizations. We can create the project. Here the name of the project is DevOps, under which if you want to create the pipeline, we have to get into the pipeline options. Then as we told, we have to navigate by selecting the type of repository, GitHub, type of project, Maven. Then we have to select the repository within our GitHub. Then our project will be accessed and the YAML file of our project will be opened and we can run our project. So that's all about the topic, running our project in the Microsoft Azure DevOps Cloud Platform. Thank you.